Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be getting Project Prelude ready for clean culture. So I made a list of everything that I need to do to get this car ready, just to keep me on track. I'm off for the rest of the week, so that's giving me a lot of time to get ready because Saturday is the big day. So today I'm going to address some stuff under the engine bay that I want to take care of. Basically what I'm going to be doing is just tighten up loose ends, you know. Some things didn't get installed fully, some things didn't get changed out. I just want to go ahead and do that now. So let's go ahead and take a look underneath the hood. Alright, so as y'all can see, I got the intake off just because I was looking at some things what I need to do and what I need to change out. And so for starters, when you got a cold air intake, it's a port right here that's supposed to go right here to that port. That's for the PCV system, and the hose right here is what connects those two. Now it's too short, so I've never been able to actually get it on and stay on, so sometimes it slips off. And plus this little rusty metal piece, I'm just not feeling that. Don't look good. And this rusty metal piece is actually attaching another rusty metal piece going to two coolant lines, one going to the fast auto thermal valve underneath the throttle, and the other one is going, I think this is the idle air control, whatever this valve right here is in the front. It uses coolant basically to determine idle and whatnot. I want to go ahead and replace both of these lines with some rubber hose, and I can tuck this coolant line underneath the throttle body, which will make it look a little bit cleaner. That's number one. Number two is, I forgot what this is called. It's like the intake control valve or some crazy old stuff, but long story short, don't need it if you're running either a turbo or cold air intake. And it got two vacuum lines, one that was going down here to a valve, I guess that was letting in fresh air, I don't know, it's some old technology. And then there's another vacuum line, which is number 8 on the left side of these two vacuum lines on the top of the intake plenum. So I'm going ahead and pop number 8 off. I ordered some caps off eBay because you have to cap off the vacuum lines. If you take them off, or you're gonna have a bad idle. And I'm gonna remove this whole thing, and it's a little electrical connector that goes to it. I'm gonna unplug it, and I'm just see what happens, see if anything bad happens. I don't think it is, but only one way to find out is just to do it. Next thing, I wanted to see if I can get a new coupler at Advanced Auto, if they got these. For some reason they put a little tube at the top that was going to some vacuum line. I'm not 100% sure why they did it, but I wanted to get a brand new one, and I also need to get a clamp because it didn't have a clamp, so sometimes the intake just falls off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that squared away. So that's what I'm finna work on right now. I'm finna make a trip to Advanced Auto Parts, get the hoses and the clamps and everything that I need, and go ahead and touch those things up. That way the engine bay can look even better. Alright, so I'm back from Advanced Auto, and I got the new hoses and some hose clamps. For the coolant hose, I got this, what is this, 1132 inch, and I think the this intake hose I got is 3/8 or something like that. I honestly don't remember, but I literally just brought my old hoses into the store so I can just physically match them up. So now what I'm going to work on is I'm going to go ahead and get this coolant line ran and installed, and I also want to get this up out the way because I can't install the intake until this is out the way. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this out real quick. So here's the piece I was talking about. Now it's time to replace them with some brand new hoses. Alright, so I got the new hoses on, and it's looking real fire along with all the new clamps and whatnot. Definitely looking way better than it did. And anytime I mess with the cooling system, I always just bleed it real quick. Because if you own an old Honda, you know they idle based off the temperature of the coolant. And if it's low or anything, or got an air bubble, your idle might be funny. So I'm going to just go ahead and bleed it, make sure ain't no air in it, since we didn't mess with the cooling system. So I just normally just crack this little bleeder valve right here. Tight as hell for some reason. There we go. Okay, we got coolant running out. Then I just go ahead and just fill it up. And as I'm filling it up, once it starts to get a lot in the radiator and it start really pumping out, I just close the bleeder. That's step one of how I bleed the system. I also just do the old school, turn the heat on, let it run up to temperature, So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do, and we can also check to make sure from pulling that intake control, whatever whatchamacallit out, which I really don't think is gonna be a big deal because it was not even connected. We can just make sure that it's still running good, or possibly even better. So let's start it. Alright, so everything's looking good. I'm gonna let it go ahead and get all the way up to operating temperature and call it a day. I also made sure to plug the old vacuum ports. I got these off Amazon, just a bunch of vacuum plugs, because I need them. Alright, so it's the next day, and I'm about to take the car to my parents' house. My mom printed me out some vinyls to go on the side window, so I'm gonna go pick those up in this car. But before I go, last night when I was bringing the car up to temperature, I had the AC on just to see how cold it got. Yes, this car does have functional AC, and it didn't seem like it was getting as cold as it did. So I'm just going ahead and check real quick. I got a little gauge right here. You connect this to your low side port, which is right there. Make sure you have your AC on max, which it is on. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect this real quick, and I'm gonna see what it reads. All right, so it used up all they can. I might get some more, I might not. It just depends on how it feels. But I'm gonna go ahead and get in the car and see how this AC feels. Cause last year it was blowing pretty cold for 1993, so we're gonna see now. All right, so getting in the car now. Oh, I can already feel that shit. That's what I'm talking about. It's crazy. This car is old as hell, but it literally blows ice cold AC. So I'm gonna retain AC in this car. I don't ever plan on taking it out, but I'm finna go ahead and shoot to my parents' house real quick, come back, and then get started working back on the car. To show you how cold this air is, I just pulled the car out. It was like 90 degrees outside, and this happened right here. So it's cold. I actually had to turn it down, so that's good. Alright, so I'm back from my parents' house. The car did great. One thing that the car did, and it does this randomly, is sometimes my left signal will stay on and my wipers will go crazy. Now I noticed like when I run the AC that it mainly does this. So I don't know what's to that. I'm going to have to end up diagnosing that one day, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get into that because I'm probably going to end up having to take the multimeter out and seeing where the problem is. It seemed like it's a bad ground, but who knows. But the reason why I went to my parents' house other than to see them is my mom printed me out some vinyls to go on the side of the window. It just say Steezy Manny and the Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube logo. Just for promotion, especially being at Clean Culture. I am trying to grow my channel. I ain't trying to just stay at 700 subscribers. So I figured this is a good way to promote my channel. It's on the side of the car. I didn't make it too big because I don't really like the big decals. I'm literally going to put my name right here and the logos on the side right here. And they're white. So let me go ahead and do this real quick.
Almost got sauce on that shit.
Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and check out these brakes. Like I said in previous videos, when I hit the pedal, it starts soft and then it gets hard. A lot of times when you have that issue, it's air in the lines. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pop the rear off, pop the front off. I'm gonna first take the caliper off, re-grease everything up, put it back together, and then I'm gonna bleed all four corners. I'm gonna start with the rear, so let me go ahead and get the rear jacked up and get these wheels off. Alright, so I got the rear wheel off, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and pop this caliper off so I can re-grease the slides, and also I'm going to take the pads out so I can re-grease. I think these are like shims or something, like the metal pieces that go in between the caliper and the pad. I'm going to re-grease all of that. I'm going to do both sides, and then I'm going to go ahead and bleed the rear. But before I grease anything up, I'm going to take all this apart, and I'm going to just give it a quick little clean with some purple power to make it look a little bit better. It's a little dirty back here. So I'm just scrub, just like the caliper and all this stuff. Lubricate some stuff, and y'all just finna see.
Hey yo, Team D.
Almost got sauce on that shit.
so I got both rear calipers re-greased and clean and put them back together. Now it's time to bleed the rear. So you always want to start the furthest away from your master cylinder, which will be the passenger rear, and also siphon the brake fluid that was in the master cylinder out and replace it with some fresh fluid. So now I'm finna just literally pump as much fluid as I can out until hopefully it gets clear. It's pretty dark, so I want it to be as close to clear as I can get it, and hopefully if there's any air in the lines or whatever, we'll go ahead and get that out. So how you bleed brakes, in case you don't know, gotta have somebody in the car, have them pump the brakes, have them hold the brakes, and then you have a bleeder valve at the top. You just crack that open, let the fluid come out or the air come out, close it, and then repeat the process. Now you can get like a vacuum bleeder or something. I don't have one, so I am using my girlfriend. Ain't that right? I also made this little drain contraption. I just have a hose going into a milk carton that'll capture all the old fluid, that way it don't get everywhere. I'm gonna fucking tight. Alright, so as you bleeding brakes, you also want to keep an eye on your master cylinder. That way it don't go completely empty, because if it goes completely empty, then you are in some trouble. So let me go check. Okay, so I got both rear done, driver and passenger side bled, clean fluid come out of both, and they look fire with the clean calipers. You can really see the red more. So now I'm finna do the same treatment to the front. I'm finna throw the back wheels on first, because I only got 2 jack stands. But I'm not finna record all that whole process, because it's literally the same thing. I'm literally finna just clean and grease these up and bleed them. But until then, I will see y'all in the next clip. Look at those red brakes. Alright, so I got the car back on the ground. I re-greased all the brakes. I ran some clean brake fluid through it. The pedal got a little bit better, but I'm really believing that the master cylinder might be going out. It's still soft, but I haven't had a chance to drive it because it's been raining, so I just was pumping it in the garage, and I can still feel it spongy, but it's a little bit better. So after clean culture, I'm probably just gonna end up replacing the master cylinder, and I also want to do steel braided brake lines. I feel like that'd be a good upgrade for the car, especially because it's 8. But I'm gonna do all that after clean culture. We gotta make it there first. But right now, what I'm gonna do is this alternator wire right here is always like kind of been ugly. It's like it's peeling, and I know I can make it look a lot better than what it looks like, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I end up ordering wire harness tape. It's like cloth, but it's sticky on one side. The whole idea is just to wrap it around, and I feel like that's gonna make it look a lot better. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. I'm gonna try to pull off as much old material as I can, but if it's giving me too much issues, then I'm just gonna wrap over it with this. I'm gonna try not to use a blade too much, because I don't want to cut through the wires, because I don't feel like fixing that. So I'm just gonna try to peel as much as I can, and I'm gonna re-wrap it with this.
Emo's got sauce on that shit.
So I got the alternator wiring wrapped up in that wire tape, whatever, wire loom tape. I don't know what it's called, but it's looking a lot better. It's not looking like uncared for no more. It's looking put up and clean, and it's protecting the wires too. So hopefully it don't get caught or nothing, or get cut or whatever. Things happen. Now I know some people might say, hey, why don't you just tuck it on the side? Really didn't want to do that. I just kind of wanted to keep it OEM. Just put this wrap on there to clean it up and just leave it alone, because I mean it honestly looks fine, and it didn't take too long to do. So with that said, I got something very stupid to take care of on the passenger side. Let's go look at it. Alright, so if we go to the floor and ignore my steering wheel right here, you see my LED lights are hanging. When I was putting these in, I literally just threw them in and tucked them with the wires up there. I know that's bad, but at least I said it, I'm honest. But now I'm gonna actually properly fix it, and I'm not even gonna show y'all. Just with a snap of the fingers, it's gonna be gone. And it's fixed just like that, looking nice and bright and clean. Interior looking real good. But I think that's it for tonight. So that's enough work on the car for tonight. I'm finna go in the house, watch the finals. Let me know who y'all got, Nuggets or the Heat. I'm honestly rooting for the Heat, but I won't mind it going both ways as long as it's a good series. So let me know in the comments. But I see y'all in the next clip, which is gonna be Friday, the last day, so I gotta get everything done. Alright, so I'm taking the car to Ace to get a couple nuts, and then I'm gonna put some gas in it. That dumbass check engine light came on. But the brakes, now that I'm driving the car, do feel a lot firmer. I keep trying to compare it to my Stinger, and I don't think that's a fair comparison. I feel like it feels pretty good right now, so I probably don't need a master right now, but I still do want to do the steel braided brake lines. I feel like that'll probably help. But I'm going to go ahead and pick this video up once I get back home. All right, so I got the fender peeled off. Why? When I was leaving Ace, the door was coming in contact with the fender. This car has been in a couple accidents. Who knows the history? But I'm just trying to fix it real quick. It's goddamn 7 o'clock. I ain't got that much time left, so I'm just trying to hurry up. All right, so I got this damn door fixed. Lost a little paint, but I'm just put some touch-up paint on after I wash it. This is one of those things, you know, you ain't got that much time, but some dumb shit had to happen. But I ended up unbolting the door, pulling it back, and then jacking it up. So I brought it back even more. It brought it back. Basic shit, that's like OEM now. I gave myself a nice gap between the door and the fender so it don't get caught no more, which is perfect. So now it's time to wash this damn car. So I'm about to go ahead and put the GoPro on and get that done real quick.
Jeezy.
Alright, so as y'all seen, I just got done cleaning up the outside of the car. Now it's time to address the inside of the car. I just cleaned this car up like a couple weeks ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago. So I'm literally finna just vacuum it and then wipe it down. It's getting late, it's like 9 o'clock, so we cutting it close, but I'm gonna get it done, so let's go ahead and do it. I think that's it. Alright, so that's the video, but I did forget to record an outro. I wanted to show y'all something real quick, some things I got ready that I'm gonna bring to Clean Culture. I bought a little cooler to put some Gatorades in. I have a portable easel for this, so when people come up to my car, they can see that and they can scan this. That'll take them right to my YouTube channel. I bought this little table to put this on. I'm gonna be giving away a free keychain for a sub to my channel. I 3D printed all of these using my 3D printer right here. It's about 200 in here. Each one took 1 hour and 9 minutes to print. So y'all can do the math to figure out how long this took. But it's finally done. I'm gonna give out one for in exchange for a YouTube sub because I'm trying to grow my channel. And then the last thing I bought is I'm gonna also bring this stool. That way I have somewhere to sit down. I have friends and family coming, so they have somewhere to sit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The car is officially ready to go to Clean Culture. I hope you guys show up. I hope the people there enjoy my car. This is something I've been putting together in my garage for the past about 3 years. Something I really enjoy, and I'm just excited to show it off and meet new people. But until next time, the next video will be the Clean Culture video, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also leave comments below if y'all got any questions or if y'all just want to talk. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.